Ladies and gentlemen of planet Earth and beyond, what you're about to witness right now is a massive deception, a massive conspiracy, and massive crimes against us all, and devilry exposed, proven facts before our eyes. You will see secrets of history revealed before you today in this one short video, proving it all is real, beyond any theories, beyond any shadows of doubt, beyond anything that you can deny or go against now without being seen as something that we would have to question and investigate further on, wondering why you would go against what you're about to witness here and experience, take part in, whether you like it or not. So here we go. We have Genesis 49:20, proving Asher is existent as a real person. How do we prove this? Well, we go to Genesis 49:20 and we see the name Asher there. They're talking about him. All right. Then we see that Asher is an Assyrian, Akkadian god. Right? They were worshiping him as a god back then. Right? Known as Marduk, son of Enki, or differently, in different stories, he's not Marduk. No, he's somebody else. He's not the son of Enki, who they call Satan, Lucifer. He is actually the son of his dad, who they call the Sky Father God, the high God, right? So there's a little mix-up in the translation or something where they, just happen to, mess that up somehow. But Marduk is also called, and he's also called Nimrod, who's the first Antichrist we know about, or one of them. Right? So hang on a minute. Let's keep going. Look at this. The Bible verse Genesis 49:20 states, Asher's food will be rich. He will provide delicacies fit for a king. This verse, often interpreted, all this stuff is right there. You can read that if you'd like, guys. You can pause the screen. But I just want to, for the sake of everybody continuing to watch this and not moving forward on to something else, I just want to address, these are, several facts that connect Asher to Asher, right? First, both names are derived from the same root word, which means happy or blessed, right? They sound like good things, right? Coming as a being of light. We were told that even the devil himself, or the Antichrist, would come as a being of light and all that stuff, right? So, in the end times that we believe that we're living in, or, people have been saying that they're coming, or we're already in them, we got to watch out for that kind of stuff, right? So, of course, there's no way to prove definitely that Asher was a real person other than, everything we can add up. However, the evidence that exists suggests that he was a real person who played an important role in the history of Israel, right? And this is Israel, right? So what do we see? We see the Jesuits, we see the Illuminati or the Illuminati, we see all of Israel being controlled by false gods, or false god, and all this, devilry going on. It says in the Bible that those that call themselves Jews, or that act like they're Jews when they're not, or whatever they are, they're the synagogue of Satan, right? So it all connects together with Baal, Moloch, Beelzebub, Lucifer, Baphomet, and all this fake, Marduk, Enki, connecting together. All the dots, we see that it is what it is. Osiris, Ptah, these awards and all this stuff in Hollywood. Let's keep going further. Connecting the dots, not theoretically, but theoretically. These facts suggest that Asher and Esher were closely related, and that they may be even the same person at one time. However, it's impossible that they are two different people, blah, 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 blah. Ready? List facts to support Asher equals an Assyrian Akkadian god. Sure, here's some facts to support the claim that Asher was an Assyrian and Akkadian god. Wait a minute. Are we calling it Assyria an Assyrian? And we're still, hopefully you're not questioning it, guys. It's pretty obvious. Not only was he a god, known as a god, he was known as their god, and they lived in a place called Assyria, which quite obviously should be self-evidence that he was the god of that place named after him. So the name Assur is derived from the Akkadian word for city. So wait a minute. Assur is the name for city as well? So could this be that, this is like one of the first cities that ever existed? Or wait a minute, wasn't that Babylon? Wasn't Babylon the first city too? Hang on, these stories are totally seeming to connect with one another. With Nimrod and Babylon, Marduk and whatever it was, and Assur and Assyria. Assur was the name of the capital city of the Assyrian Empire. Now, one thing that they've done all throughout history, we've definitely seen, is the rising and falling of cities, of empires, of nations, religions, gods, for the replacement of them with another, right? The problem, the reaction, the solution. They put up shop, right? They set up shop as long as they can, and then when the people revolt, they help the people, being the solution, playing both sides. They're the dark side and they're the light side. They're everything. They're the black hats and then they're the white hats right afterwards. Come on in, join us to fight against ourselves. Nope, they're not us, they're the enemy. And then you think everything's all good, and then you drop your guards and you're all in with them, right? They fooled you, and then they get to do it all over again. And then like 1,000 years later, oh shit, they got us again, let's get them. And then they'll get us again. Because we're always at our weakest state because they weaken us. We're always looking for a hero because they program us to look for that hero. To look for the hero outside of ourselves when the hero was within us all along. The real God, the real Christ, the real Holy Spirit, the real us even with them was within ourselves, within our bodies that we saw as us all along. But we're not our bodies. We're not just our minds either. We're not just our astral bodies. We're not just our mental bodies. We're not just our emotional bodies. We're not just our emotions. We're not just our souls, our spiritual aspects, or the separated selves. No, we're also antinomously, multivalently everything that we are, who, how, why, and beyond where and when, because we're beyond space and time, right? It's forever time, ladies and gentlemen, and we're everywhere with God, who is everywhere at the same time within us all. Here we are, knowing it. Is Assur God, though? Assur was the name of the capital city of the Assyrian Empire. Is Assur the son of real God, though? Assur was the patron god of the Assyrian Empire. It says here Assur was depicted as a winged sun dish. There we go. We got the sun there again. Sun worship, Sunday. It's Sunday today. It's Mother's Day. But who corrupted Mother's Day? Who tainted Mother's Day? The abominable, unholy image, the unholy Trinity, the unholy false son of the false god, Satan, Lucifer, and Semiramis, Isis. We have Lilith. We have the Baphomet image. We have the son of the false god, the false son, right? Savior, with the sun disk, all connected together. Do the math. Messing up our Mother's Day. So we gotta call that out. This one goes out to all the mothers on Mother's Day. Shout out to every good mother out there that is a good mom. And thank you, Mom. And thank you, every mother out there that's a good mother out there. And shame on all of you. Baphomet-like, Semiramis-like, ISIS-like, sick, greedy, disgusting counterfeits. You sicken us. The Bible says to shame you. Assur, with love, was worshipped by the Assyrians and Akkadians for centuries. Centuries! How long's a century, guys? Here are some additional details about Assur. Assur, Ashur, I don't know, was originally a local deity of the city of Ashur, or Asher. It sounds like Asher. It's also with an E-R too, guys. It's like Asher, like it's gonna ash you. You're gonna get ashed. You're gonna get burned. Lake of fire. The pit of hell. As the Assyrian Empire grew in power, Assur became more important and was eventually elevated to the status of supreme god. Look at that. Assur was associated, and remember, these are connected with the Anunnaki. Assur is connected with the Anunnaki. We're going to prove that as well. Was associated with many different attributes, including war, victory, kingship, justice, and fertility. All the stuff that our governments today in the United Nations are all about, right? It's all in the name of war. They profit heavily from war. And, not only do, their economies thrive during wars, they get the trust and the support of the people, right? Because they're in a state of fear. They're in a state of, helplessness. Help us. Help. We're going to get killed. We're going to get hurt. Help us, beings behind it that we're deceived by, that we think are our heroes, our rulers. Help. God. Victory, right? Of course there's victory because they control all the sides. Kingship, of course that's in there because they're insecure and need to be worshipped because they're inferior, and this is what it was all about. Rulership and feeling like they're God. Put on a show for everybody, for themselves, really. Feeling victory, power, godlikeness, pride, ego, narcissism, sociopathy, psychopathy. At the expense of everyone here, that apparently the loved children. Justice, with the antinomous injustice, lawlessness, unfairness, inequality, iniquity, right? The most injustice, iniquity, and lawlessness there could be, basically, because who could compete after all the years? And fertility, populate the planet with more doomed lost souls and bodies that have to worship the falsities and the devilries in disguise. Assur was worshipped by the Assyrians and Akkadians through a variety of rituals, including sacrifices, offerings, and prayers. So all this, was done by them, but for everyone else that's a good person, we're all, trying to have real love, trying to worship real God, trying to have real unity, real justice, real peace, real harmony, real security, real unity, real power that's not for ourselves to overpower other people and, at their expense, mess with life itself for ourselves, but, join together and empower other people as well so we can all work together and, work with God within us and not, point at somebody on a throne in a false heaven or, wherever in a temple somewhere, claiming to be God, but clearly ain't. They can't pass the God test. What am I thinking right now? 2 words. What am I thinking? It's a God test on the record, right? We're going to test you right now. If you're watching, anybody can grab this video, this recording, right, and just play it to that being and say, what are the 2 words? Fuck you. Those are the 2 words. Fuck you on behalf of everyone in God. Sorry for my language. God, please forgive me. Everyone, please forgive me. Those are the 2 words, and it's the God test to help save everyone from you, proving you're not God. And you might already know what I just said there, but there's so many other tests that other people can, what are they thinking right now? And they can whisper it to somebody while you're being distracted by this right now. And then there you go, taking it to the next levels. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Assur's cult was centered in the city of Assur. Notice how it says cult. But it was also practiced throughout the Assyrian Empire. Assur's cult declined after the fall of the Assyrian Empire in 609 BC. Why the failure? You're all knowing. You're all powerful, you're all present, you're all loving. What's the dealio? You know? It was already established on the planet, so you can't say that God doesn't work here. Yeah, maybe we can. Despite the decline of his cult, Sir remained an important figure in Mesopotamian religion for centuries. He is still mentioned in some religious texts from the Babylonian and Persian Empire. So we're connecting Akkadian, Sumerian, Mesopotamian, all of these Babylonian, Persian empires, and we know this is connected with Rome. Come on, guys. It's connected with Greek. It's connected with, all this stuff that's been going on in Anunnaki to this day. Secret societies, the Illuminati, the Snake Brotherhood, Brotherhood of the Snake, all this stuff, guys. The Jesuit order, and even Israel itself, all the people that are deceived in Israel that are not evil people, but are antinomously multivalently being deceived. Known as Marduk, right? Or Marduk. I called him Marduk and Marduki. Sorry. Sure, here are some facts to support the claim that Assur is known as Marduk or Marduk. Both Assur and Marduk, or Marduk, were supreme gods in their respective empires. So, supreme god. How many supreme gods could there possibly be? I mean, what does supreme gods mean, guys? There's usually not an S there. There's not plural. What does supreme god mean? So they're playing, the narrative. The Father and the Son are one, right? Like the Father and Christ. So they're playing God and Christ, basically. What we call Father God and Jesus Christ today, they are to them back in the day. So there's supreme God and the Son of supreme God, one with the God supreme, right? So that's what they were saying. And that's what they got people to worship them as. And Marduk is Malak, Baal. We're talking about different images all throughout time, different ways to worship, give energy. Energy flows where attention goes, right? To these apparent energy parasites. These vampires. Both Assur and Marduk were supreme gods, right? Or the supreme gods of the people. Both Assur and Marduk were associated with war, victory, and kingship. So there's always war. There's a problem. All this stuff is war. People fighting against, what's going on. Probably catching on to it everywhere at the same time, unifying. And then they say, oh yeah, we got to stop these people over there, pointing randomly at, at the sky or something. But it was them, usually controlling the situation. Getting victory afterwards, surely. Controlling the situation. And having supreme kingship and supreme godship even more. More love and more support from the people that are fooled into believing that, they've been saved by the very beings that they need to be saved from. Believing that they go to the underworld too, a lot of them. Because many of these ancient religions and mythologies, the people of those times believed they went to the underworld as soon as they died. Both Assur, and they even need to pay for it. A lot of them, they had to hope to God that they had some money to pay the being to bring them over the river or whatever, to bring them to the underworld. Both Assur and Marduk were depicted as a winged sun disk. Alright, so we're back to the sun thing again. Both Assur and Marduk were worshipped by the Assyrians and Babylonians for centuries. Centuries! Alright, so additional similarities. Original local deities of the city of Ashur and Babylon, respectively. As their empires grew in power, they both became more important and more eventually elevated to the status of supreme god. They were god of the planet, basically. The god of the universe. Right? Because they had the tablets of destiny, according to other texts, which, they were the god of the universe. Assur and Marduk, and they still are apparently, Ra, you'll see pretty soon, were associated with many different attributes, including war, victory, kingship, justice, and fertility. Assur and Marduk were worshipped by the Assyrians and Babylonians through a variety of rituals, including sacrifices like their children, and offerings, including, gold and stuff. Why? And prayers, when God was supposedly right within them all along. So why pray to them, outside, out loud, to other people, making a scene and reinforcing their monarch mind control programming, their indoctrination, cult-like brainwashing, right? What's the need? Assur and Marduk's cults were centered in the cities of Ashur and Babylon, but they were also practiced throughout their respective empires. Perhaps maybe this composite god, the devil, or the demiurge, they say, was indeed a composite god that was either the same god everywhere at the same time, or multiple different beings with different names, but simultaneously himself, incarnated or being. All these different forms, all these different beings at all different names, all at the same time. So all these different people who could not know, having only eyes that are physical and ears that are physical and brains that are physical, or really having more than that, but only aware, stuck in this material existence, this material reality of what is, available with their material senses. What they hear and what's in their mind, their awareness, right? So here we are, spirit over mind, over matter, in a multi-dimensional reality, proven facts, existing simultaneously beyond our bodies, beyond physical material brains. Science says we're all energy. The atoms, when you zoom in, they're all energy. There's nothing solid there. It's all an illusion. Many lies. We've been told, we believe that things are this or that, just this, just that. Really antinomously, multivalently, or all valently, so much more. We could spend a trillion years, a Googleplex of years right now, learning every single day, even if we could every second, even with an artificial intelligence connected with our brains. And we could still not even know a Googleplex of 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 a Googleplex. Like all that in one every time I said it, and it's still just an understatement. So these guys don't know shit, and they're not God, and they got caught today in this one video forever and ever, more and more. And if they want to judge this today or any day and call it a judgment day, or whatever they want to call it, the harvest of souls, it's a good harvest, right? Or the event, as they have officially called them, just like they've been officially called by different names all throughout time, their supreme God, they can go right ahead. Because this is a Trojan horse. I'm thanking God for it, thanking the people for it, I'm thanking them for it. If they want to get caught up in it and help to save us all from them, the real enemies the whole time. So here we are. Don't frame me for what you are and get caught in it, because I'm not saying this on my own accord. I can't make this up. It's right here. And here's an artificial intelligence that all the people in life and all the intelligence in life helped to create so we could do this. Assur and Marduk's cults, all the people that did, sorry. Let me correct myself. And I'm pretty sure that's basically everybody, because we're all connected, right? Assur and Marduk's cults declined after the fall of the Assyrian Babylonian empires in 609 BC and 539 BCE, respectively. So, how close are they in time and years, right? So different stories, different times, different dates. Perhaps they were different beings. Or perhaps they were all the devil himself or somebody else, being controlled by him. With the same personality, the same, being possessed. Because they're saying that these beings were possessed. If you look up, both of them in quotes on Google, and we'll show you, if I remember, I'll show you right now. This AI will say that people said they were being possessed. But they were possessed by demons, by the devil, by Satan, by Lucifer, by somebody. Or that they themselves were them incarnated. So there's so many different perspectives. You know, when things sound far-fetched like that, you don't want to listen to it. You don't want to think about it. You don't even want to look at it. But, you know, let me tell you, even if, you know, it's not something all on its own that's, you know, very meaningful or valuable to you right now, or it doesn't seem to be, it's something that is a connecting link that you can add to a theorem or a hypothesis so that you can prove or disprove other things at any time, or use it to help you find, you know, other things. So it's essentially a clue either way. Everything's a clue to something else. You know, an endless amount of clues, because everything connects with everything else no matter what. Everyone and everything connected together. So no matter what it is, even if it's something complete bullshit, even if it's a straight up lie, it leads you to other lies, and it leads you to the truth. So if somebody's lying to you, they'll lead you to the truth either way, and all the other liars and all the other lies. Because when you know that that is the truth right now. And that truth right here, right now, self-evidently does that for everyone on this planet and off this planet, in this whole existence forever and ever. So you now have the power to prove and disprove anything, knowing that you already had that power the whole time. And you can now unify together to do things like this and take life itself to the next levels. And combat these evil forces, combat these deceivers. See them as the common enemies, the common threats, and not be deceived by them and work for them, thinking they're your heroes contradictingly, while you get brainwashed to think things in one way or another, or people or beings like them are the opposite of what they are, one way or another, not the opposite, because when people expose them, you'll laugh at them and, you know, oppose them even violently, saying that's the opposite of what we believe. It can't be that, right? The Pope's holy. The Vatican's a holy place. And, you know, the government's happy and they work for us, man. And, you know, cops are only working for our best interests, and so are government agents, and so are soldiers. All right? They work for the people of God, the children of God, no matter what. You know, even though they're killing other people in other colors in other countries, right? They're the children of God too. We're all the children of God in every nation, but they brainwashed us and mind-controlled us and neurolinguistic programmed us and conversationally hypnotized us to think that, you know, nations and borders and all that stuff means that, you know, we should go and kill other people in other countries, or that they're the terrorists or they're threats, or they're not the children of God too, that there's something else. Or that because we call these people that get voted in or not even voted in, they just get brought in, hired, our government, that they're all of a sudden people that should be trusted, and they are the supreme authority like God, and that they should be able to usurp the power of God that God has over us, and the authority that we have invested in us from God within us all this time. You know, it's okay to just allow them to strip us of our authority over them, and our rights and our freedoms, and our you know, our privacy, our safety, our security, our peace, and our harmony, and just about everything, including our sanity, our minds, our bodies, and our souls, right? All of our energies, so they can fuel their solar system, so they have solar energy. They can burn people in heaven alive, and, you know, you get to, you know, power your stuff. Sounds sick, huh? Because it is. It is sick. It's pure evil. It's how the devil pretended to be God with his fake heaven, the source of all life, right? The sun that we all come from, being stardust, being light, as they say. But what about the great central sun? Is there a greater sun than that one? What's the biggest sun in life then? What's going on here? Despite the decline of their cults, Sur and Marduk remained important figures in Mesopotamian religion for centuries. They are still mentioned in some religious texts from the Persian and Hellenistic empires. Hellenistic, right? It is important to note that there are also some differences between Assur and Marduk, or Marduki, Marduke, silent E, or no E there, sorry. For example, Assur was originally a god of the city of Assur. Do you hear me? right now, God supreme. While Marduk was originally God of the city of Babylon, we would like to know if you're the real God, or Son of God. If not, you failed the God test here on record for everyone in life. Additionally, as Sir was associated, you can prove you're God right now, Sir, if you show up right now and you show up. Somebody show up. Send a messenger, an angel, please. You saw this coming, right? Surely you could prove to the whole world, recorded right now while we research this. You can clear it all up, God. You can clear it all up, Christ. You can clear it all up. Anyone in this life, more than the God within me right now, is helping me to clear it all up that you're not. To save everyone from you and your deceptions all throughout time right now. All this slavery and tyranny and devilry in disguise. No more is exposed and proven facts for Saul on the record. So you cannot divide and conquer our nations anymore, pretending to be Christ and God, and calling everyone Satan's an antichrist, or antichrist and, Satan worshippers, if they don't support you pretending to be the opposite of what you are. Here we are. The changing of reality forever and ever. The overpowering, the overruling of you. The deposing and dethroning of you and your false heavens that we have acknowledged are existing already, but failed to do anything about it, because what can we do other than this? Things like it, right? Wickedness in high heavenly places, spiritual wickedness in heavenly places, in higher dimensions, in higher realms, in higher places above us, right? With their own angels, with their own lies, their own deceptions that, keep everything going. Lucifer, Sanat Kumara, controlling the Galactic Federation, the higher heavens. The UFOs, the spaceships they live in, the mothership, and all that shit that's, exposed right now, right? How many millions or billions or just thousands of years have they been there? Controlling, deceiving, usurping God's power, keeping us all here as the souls, as the spirits of God under their control. Saying, hey, you're working up, yeah, you're learning, you're doing this, you're doing that, good job. Yeah, or evil, go to hell. Burn. Be tortured so you can feed on your fear and your suffering, your ignorance and your unfulfillment. We're going to feed on you like it's Monsters Inc., like it's the Matrix in your pod, your body, your moving pods. We're going to keep you in the lower dimensions and material, spirit over mind, over matter reality. So you can't be mental, higher mental. You're just thinking your brain's your mind, right? The brain produces consciousness, and it's just the Big Bang, and that's it. And we don't know. We're just here. That's it. We're God. Congratulations. You're just a gift from God. It's you, right? It's a lie. We're not God. We're from God. We are made of God, and we technically are. We're like whatever percentage, not 50% or more God, right? All of us, everything. A tree is God, right? This plug is God. This 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 is God. My TV is God. The air is God. All the elements are God. Spirit is the highest element. I'm pretty sure all the elements come from the highest element, Spirit. And Spirit comes from God. It's God, right? God is Spirit, says it in the Bible, right? What do we have here? The Spirit got flipped upside down. The inverted Spirit, right? What do? They inverted Spirit. The devil inverted it, put it on the bottom. In the inverted pentagram, right? Put Spirit on the bottom, God on the bottom. Spirit, God. Everything comes from God. It is God. You represent God. The universe is within you, right? You're made of the universe. You're made of the sun. You're made of beyond the sun. You're made of God. That's what it's telling you. Science keeps beating around the bush, replacing God with the universe. The universe, the existence, this, that, blah, blah, frickin' blah. It's God. And we're all conscious and aware of it, and so is God right there within us. And we're all somewhat, or more and more merging with God, or we're being separated more and more from God. You decide what you want to believe. Do you want to be transhumanized? Do you want to worship a false God? Do you want to go to their fake churches and worship their fake gods, their fake religions? Do you want to make sacrifice? Do you want to sacrifice your children? Do you want to sacrifice your morality? Do you want to sacrifice your freedom? Do you want to sacrifice your safety, your security, your privacy, your dignity, your everything for a falsity, for false gods, for false Christ, for false saviors, for false whatever? Well, you go right ahead and you be separated from everyone in God. And you be doomed more and more, and know that you are, and we will too. And we will separate from you as well. Thank you. More with the Tiamat stories, how they both are said to have murdered Tiamat. In the Enuma Elish, the Babylonian epic of creation, Tiamat is the primordial goddess of the ocean. Now keep in mind, if it's a Babylonian epic and they're the god of Babylon or the gods of these things, most likely if they're caught lying, these creation stories are probably going to be lies too. But they're going to need to sound somewhat credible. So I'm sure there's probably going to be, I'm sure, by that I don't want to say that, shit. I'm sure that they're probably mixed with some kind of truth or something that sounds like truth or something. Yeah, to get you to believe it. Tiamat is the primordial goddess of the ocean, saltwater, and chaos. She is depicted as a giant sea serpent or dragon. And she is married to Apsu, the god of fresh water. Alright, so keep in mind, if this is the devil we're talking about, or this is, whatever, some dragon, some snake, some deceiver, we know what he does. He puts what he is on others. He calls them stuff that he calls us what he is, all the people that are against him. So anyone that's against the devil, the snake, the dragon, the serpent, the deceiver, right? He's going to call people what he is. He's going to call them the Satan, the serpent, whatever he can. The deceiver, liar. You're a liar. I'm not the devil. I'm God. You liar. That's what the devil will say to you. I know. Trust me. It's true. The devil does that shit. Did it to me. I won't get into how. But hey, this is real, guys. She is depicted as a giant sea serpent or dragon, and she's married to Apsu, the god of fresh water. When Tiamat and Apsu's children, the younger gods, begin to make too much noise, Apsu decides to kill them. However, Tiamat learns of Apsu's plan and kills him first. Enraged, the younger gods decide to kill Tiamat themselves. Oh wow. That's not the story I heard. I heard that Apsu wanted to kill the kids and not Tiamat, right? And Tiamat got upset about that and told the children, right? And so the children killed Apsu, the father, and then Tiamat got very angry and then wanted to kill the children, or wanted to do something about Marduk, who apparently killed Apsu, or Enki, his father, who apparently killed Apsu, and got everyone in on it. And then so they got Marduk to kill Tiamat, their mother. And then Tiamat proceeded. Before that, after they killed Apsu, Tiamat created another being called Kingu, and they killed him afterwards, or before him, or at the same time, and then made humanity out of Kingu's blood, and made the planet and the heavens or the asteroid belt out of Tiamat. And ever since, Marduk, or Nimrod, or Horus, or Tammuz, or Ashur, or whatever name he's using, Ra, has been the supreme god over everybody. And that's Lucifer, Satan of the earth, the god of the earth, apparently. Eye of Ra, Eye of Horus, right? Eye of Horus, Eye of Ra, same thing. Nimrod, the Antichrist, look it up. The spirit of the Antichrist is Nimrod, look that up. However, Tiamat learns of Apsu's plan and kills them first, according to Babylonian text. So, like I said, Babylonian stuff is usually a flip around. It's an inversion of what's true. Or, the devil stuff is. And we know Babylon turned out to be, Antichrist-like, right? Satanic. So, you don't want to believe the Babylon's God's creation story, do you? The gods choose Marduk, the son of Ea, a.k.a. who we called Satan, or they call Satan Lucifer all throughout time, to lead them in battle against Tiamat. Marduk is a powerful god, and he is armed with a bow and arrow, a club and a net. He also has the help of the other gods who provide him with weapons and advice. Now keep in mind, it doesn't say that he's Christ, the Son of God, Jesus, right? It doesn't say that he's the God, the supreme God, right? Who has no beginning and no end, no creator, no father and no mother, right? Does it say that he's the son of that God? No, it says he's the son of EA, who has a father and a mother. Who has a father and a mother, right? So track it back, and you'll see he's been attempting to be Christ or be worshipped as Christ for many, many years. Apparently, he is Sananda Kumara of the Galactic Federation, and he is all these other beings. And his father is apparently Sanat Kumara of the Galactic Federation, who happens to be his father in the Galactic Federation. And Sanat Satan Kumara, another anagram like Santa is, you know, and in control of the White Hats or the divine false heavenly forces as controlled opposition, so they can't fight them, right? And the evil, so they can constantly distract everyone and make sure, not only by controlling the divine, that they can't really stop the evil, that they just lead them along, string them along, and make them, you know, think that they can't stop them or that something's going on, that they shouldn't, that they can't interfere, but also get away with all the evil that they do and enjoy it themselves, being that evil. Right? All at the same time, they get the best of all their sick, disgusting life that they want to have all the time. And meanwhile, everyone's held back, deceived, you know, being deceived in all contradicting possible ways, pretty much, so that they constantly argue, they constantly bicker, going back and forth, constantly say, no, it's this, no, it's that, no, it's this, no, it's that. And then, you know, whatever way you pick, they could always say, nope, it was the other way. See, they know it. And then just point at them, seclude them, and leave everyone else out, not showing everyone that, you know, other people are saying contradicting things. And they could just pick anyone. So, at all these years, at all times, everyone was being deceived or being controlled either way, enslaved, held hostage in lower dimensions, in material reality, underneath the astral, mental, spiritual, modadic, whatever, cosmic reality beyond this one. And they were holding us down, pretending to be the supreme God, pretending to be the creator of it all, when they were just the creator of a matrix that held us here as their slaves so they can, you know, fuel their delusions and their narcissism and their sociopathy and their psychopathy and pretend they're loving and caring and love bomb everyone to cause Stockholm Syndrome and total control so they can keep having sex with all the women and the children and playing God and, you know, feeling good about it and feeling their, you know, their souls or their lack of souls or black holes with everyone's souls, their energy. The Loosh, Loosh, and this Loosh farm, right? The people have been saying it. So it's not one way, all that, and it's not all another way either. I'm not wrong, clearly more than I am right. And that is the antinomously multivalently true. That is the antinomously all-valently the truth, and not the other way around. Bookmarked in the Akashic Records, the Book of Life. Everyone is my witness, especially God. Marduk is a powerful god, and he's armed with a bow and arrow, a club, and a net, it says. He has the help of the other gods who provide him with weapons and advice. Marduk and Tiamat battle for days, and eventually Marduk defeats her. He splits her body in half and uses the two halves to create the heavens and the earth. He also creates the moon, the stars, and the sun. So what do Satanists worship, guys? What do Luciferians worship? What do pagans worship? What do the Catholics that they deceived worship with the Vatican? The sun, right? They worship Lucifer without knowing it. You can look that up. And who do they call Marduk? Or his father? The father and the son are one? Lucifer. Satan. The god of this world. And 2 Corinthians 4:4 talks about how the god of this world has blinded the people of this world, right? And that he's the false light of this world, right? And there's the false heavens, the wickedness in heavenly places, right? And how would there be heavens? How would there be a false heaven? Well, apparently, that's how. Marduk's victory over Tiamat is a victory of order over chaos, And so they say. Or perhaps there was already order until they became disorder, and that's why Apsu wanted to kill the bad kids. And they were the Titans as well, known as the Titans throughout time, or the rebels. You know, the rebel kids, the bad eggs that killed their father and took over the universe. And so, you know, the mother tried to kill them before they would kill her too. And, you know, she failed. And so ever since, you know, everyone's been their slaves. And, you know, that would explain why life is the way it is. While people believe that, you know, real God's right there, and real God is, the Spirit of God's in us, right? But we're still trapped, stuck in what they set this reality to be. They essentially hacked reality and took the energy and took everyone and everything and made it what they wanted to be and lowered it down so we couldn't change it because it's material, it's solidified. But you can take matter and you can turn it into pure energy and change it into anything. And we've also been told about reptilian shapeshifters, or AKA these beings that can change their shape, change their form, because they are able to change their body, their forms, with, you know, raising their vibration, or they're accelerating their molecules, from what I heard, and being able to change, you know, the energy that they are. It is a story about the creation of the world, and it's also a story about the power of the gods, right? Expressing their supreme power and authority, and how they blessed us with their life here on planet Earth, which they did. But at the same time, guys, we see the future and what is prophesied to be, and how they, the Antichrist, Marduk, or Sananda, or whoever's pretending to be Christ and God right now, end up first in the lake of fire, right? First in the lake of fire. And we've already proven in this one video with research, no matter what, irrefutably, self-evidently and beyond that, that they're not the true son of the true God, and that they're not the true God themselves, that they had a mother, they had a father, they had a beginning, and they will probably have an end, right? They're not perfect, they're not all-knowing, they're not all-loving, right? They don't have the right to judge us, they don't have the right to rule us, they don't have the right to lie to us and pretend to be real God and the true son of the real God, and run these falsified narratives and then call us Antichrist and Satan's against them, right? When they're the Antichrist and they're Satan's to the real God and all of us with God, right? So that's proven now on the record for everybody. So they can't get me and you with that evil deception that they planned on getting us with, probably. The story of Marduk and Tiamat is also a story about the relationship between men and women. Tiamat is a powerful and independent woman, and she is a threat to the male gods. Marduk, on the other hand, this misogynistic, egotistical, narcissistic, sociopathic psychopath, pretending to be the son of God and God simultaneously, is a male god who's able to defeat Tiamat and create the world in his own image. By the way, they call him Pan, too. Pan, the goat fucker. Sorry for my language. The motherfucker, sorry for my language again. You know, the sister, the daughter, the granddaughter, the great-granddaughter, the great-great-granddaughter, the great-great-great-granddaughter, and you can keep going. Beta sex kitten programming. All the celebrities nowadays, the Illuminati, sex slaves, the victims of monarch mind control programming with handlers, with the alters, the multiple personality disorder, the social identity disorder that gets programmed with neurolinguistic programming, conversational hypnosis, sleight of mouth tactics, weaponized psychology, and fear and trauma-based mind control and satanic ritual abuse. And, you know, just like Fritz Springmeier and his Illuminati formula to create an undetectable total mind control book talks about, and the targetingexposed.com or tinyurl.com/targetingexposed document proves irrefutably, you know, has been going on. You know, he's controlling people, or whoever Lucifer is, whoever the devil is, or his son with them. You know, whoever these Illuminati people, these secret society members, these Freemasons, and all these evil, sick human traffickers and child traffickers, and all these programmers with Disney and Nickelodeon all throughout Hollywood, and these politicians connected, and these religions connected, especially the Vatican connected, and the United Nations connected, and the Galactic Federation connected, and the deep underground military bases. They all work together, playing the holy gods and governments established by them, church and state, right? Being the superpowers, So they can get away with the purest of evil all this time and pretend like, no, we're working on it. We need you guys to step it up. You guys are the failures. You didn't stop them. But them is them the whole time. Tiamat is a powerful and independent woman. And she is a threat to the male gods, it says, right? So how is it not that they are them the whole time? Why would God allow all this evil? Only to stop it, right? Once and for all. Well, then it must be right now. This was all prophesized or pre-planned. It's an anomaly. I'm the anomaly right here. I'm just one. And you're the anomaly. And everything going on right now is the anomaly. This is the anomaly. And I'm nobody. You're nobody. I'm the nobody. You're the nobody. We're all the nobody. God's the nobody, right? But God's the everybody right there. Because everybody's God, but nobody's God. But God is everybody. Right? And this is a never-ending chain reaction, ripple effect, butterfly effect. Changing of reality itself more and more the more you make it that. And the more it already is in general, increasingly as time passes, because it can't be stopped. It's all recorded in life itself, in the Akashic records, in my mind, in my memories, in your mind, in your memories, all your minds, all your memories, forever and ever. To be judged, right? Now give us the matching story, but Assur's this time. In the Assyrian version of wait a minute. I don't know, sorry. Of the Numalish, Assur is the one who slays Tiamat. The story is very similar to the Babylonian version, but there are a few key differences. In the Assyrian version, watch, I don't know this yet. I didn't even read it yet. Ready? I'm not looking at it. I'm covering it with my hand. Right? I bet you it coincides with what I said. The other story was. In the Assyrian version, Assur is not the son of Ea. He's the son of Anu. Oh, never mind. Hang on. The god of the sky. This makes him even more powerful than Marduk, who is the son of Ea. Another difference is that Assur does not need the help of the other gods to defeat Tiamat. He defeats her on his own, using his great strength and power. Finally, in the Assyrian version, Assur does not create the world after he defeats Tiamat. He simply kills her and takes her place as the ruler of the universe. So Tiamat was the ruler of the universe, and she was killed and taken over as the ruler of the universe. So like I said, whoever took over Tiamat, or clearly self-evidently according to the story in ancient texts, Marduk or Ra, or Nimrod, or Pan, or Osiris, or whatever his name is now. There's so many. Quetzalcoatl, Lucifer, the ruler of the universe. He simply kills her and takes her place as the ruler of the universe, it says. As the Assyrian version of the Enuma-Elish is a reflection of the Assyrians' belief in their own superiority. They believed that their god, Assur, was the most powerful god of all, and that he was destined to rule the world. So, they believed he was the most powerful god in all of life. See that? Hypothetically, if Satan or Lucifer deceives people by creating another story, rewriting the old story about Marduk and changed it to about Assur, and also changed it so that he appeared to be the son of the higher god Anu, who's not the highest god either, and not Ea and Ki, who has been often called Lucifer or Satan. Remember, the father and son are one, though. Or Sanat Kamara. What could they gain from these deceptions, and how is it a threat to everyone in the universe, with them in control of the Galactic Federation, United Nations, the Crown, the Vatican, Washington, D.C., the Chinese Communist Party, most if not all world leaders, and systems of Earth, and more? Hypothetically. Hypothetically, if Satan or Lucifer were to deceive people by creating another story about Assur, they could gain a number of things. First, they could gain power. By changing the story of Assur, they could make him seem more powerful and more worthy of worship. They could lead people to follow Assur and give him their power. So it's not even saying, So it said Assur was more than Marduk already. So it said that they needed Assur to, make Assur or Marduk look better, or, to replace Marduk, or vice versa. And either way, they were both, called the Antichrist, right? So here we are, you know, needing to, they needed to be replaced. This could lead people to follow Ashur and give him their power. Second, they could gain control by changing the story. They could make him seem like the rightful ruler of the universe. This could lead people to accept Ashur as their ruler and give him control over their lives. Now, this is essentially a Lion King kind of Luciferian, satanic, Illuminati, Hollywood-controlled, thing. Where, we got Enki or Anu being the false god, the false father god, or Mufasa, right? Being, made out to be the good guy. And, who's the Scar? Essentially they're the Scar at the same time. They flipped the narrative, made themselves the Mufasa. Or we could just see the real God and real Christ as not them, and, as Mufasa and Simba, right? You could see me as more of a Simba, or, all of us as, Christ within us, follower, not the real thing. I'm not Simba, but in that narrative, we're not Simba, but we have Simba within us. We have the true Simba inside of our hearts. We have the real Christ. We have the real Mufasa in there with Christ. We have the threefold flame. We have the Holy Spirit. We have the, the Trinity within our hearts as the divine spark, the spark of divinity, right there. So we have that literally. We have the Spirit literally in the ventricle of our hearts. So not physically, not metaphorically, whatever. We metaphysically have the Spirit, the spiritual essence of actual God, the Spirit, inside of our hearts literally. And they don't want us to know that. Third, they could gain knowledge by changing the story of Ashur. They could make it seem like he has access to hidden knowledge. So the hidden knowledge, Lucifer, the snake in the garden, openly admits that he's the creator of the Brotherhood of the Snake, the Illuminati, the Jesuit order, controls Hollywood, will give you fame and fortune if you just sell your soul. He openly admits he's the ruler of hell and the ruler of the heaven up there. He openly admits he's the ruler of earth. He offered Christ in the desert everything, right? Why? Because it wasn't his Christ to have, it was Satan's, it was Lucifer's. He owned it. So it was his to offer, it was his to give. Because he owns you on this planet. This is his planet. And who's the God of this planet? We just figured that out, didn't we? We made the connection and proved it beyond religion, beyond theories. We proved it with science. Everything's energy. It connects the dots too. That scientifically it makes sense. Logically it makes sense. In all religions and mythologies connected together, associating, all these Yama and, Sanat and Buddha and Maitreya and Enki and the Anunnaki and Poseidon and Nimrod and Pan and you name it. They all add up. See the similarities? Even the AI will tell you. Or it'll tell you the opposite, because people have been deceived to believe the opposite of what's true, literally. And what's a better way to deceive people than to do that, so that way when people speak the truth, they attack them. Or they laugh at them, ridicule what they're saying, because it sounds crazy being the opposite of what they already believe. Third, they could gain knowledge. Like it says, they could lead people to seek out Ashur's knowledge and give him their trust, instead of the real knowledge from people of God and God directly. Rejecting them even at the same time. Calling things that we're saying lies. And calling the people speaking the real truth about God liars, Satanists, and the very things that the people that deceive you are. Getting you to go against them, right? Fourth, they could gain influence by changing the story of Ashur, or any stories in religions and the Bible itself. They could make it seem like he has influence, and not just, the Bible, the Quran, and every other religious text. They could make it seem like he has influence over other gods and beings. This could lead people to believe that Ashur can help them achieve their goals and give him their influence. Fifth, they could gain worship by changing the story of Ashur or any other stories. They could make it seem like he is worthy of worship. This could lead people to worship Ashur and give him their worship. Now, let me just tell you right now, that Marduk is Moloch, according to my research and many other people's research and ancient texts, apparently. And who worships Moloch, guys? Well, the rich elite, the Satanists, the Luciferians, the Antichrist supporters, the Antichristers. They do every year at the cremation of Kir at Bohemian Grove, doing a mock sacrifice, just like they sacrificed to Moloch or Marduk back in the day, son of Enki, son of Lucifer, son of Satan, the Father and the Son are one. They still do it today, in disguise as an owl, calling him Moloch, another name, as they've always done all throughout time. So here we have the rulers, the leaders caught in their devil worship, thinking they were sneaky, but guess what? This one video, in 1 hour, I was able to prove and expose, irrefutably beyond a shadow of doubt, and you too, Trump! You too, Biden! You too, Fauci, Gates, and all you other Baphomet worshippers. You too, Elon! Sorry, buddy. You better quit, Elon. You're a good guy. We think you are. Prove me right or prove me wrong. All you people, you will stop advancing the devil. You were right, Elon. They're summoning the demon, but you were wrong at the same time. They're not summoning the demon, unless you want to say the demon. You're right. They're summoning the devil and the Antichrist within their brains and bodies with an artificial intelligence, quantum supercomputer, brain-computer interface, nanotechnology, smart dust, Neuralink, 5G, 6G, using your brain, using your bodies as the energy source, and the connecting links again, even more, and more, right? So what do we do if we're getting Trojan horse and totally taken over and doomed in ways that are unstoppable by us even combined? What do we do now? With all this information, do we let it go to waste? Do we pretend that this message, this public service announcement, this statement of truth, exposure of reality, this reality exposed itself right here, right now, video, isn't what it is and couldn't be every single thing possible and possibly possible and possibly possible and possibly possible and more of that ness and that ness and that ness and that ness and more with all the endless possibilities that were never there before, they're there now, and all the ones that were always there that we didn't see right there, every who, what, when, where, why, and how, here together, unified, properly informed, more and more, trained, briefed, empowered, unified, like I said, and helped to be liberated and saved more and more right now. Even from false saviors, so-called false prophets. We got to watch out for that prophet thing, because the ones that we call prophets ain't all prophets either. They're false prophets too, a lot of them. And anyone that calls somebody a false prophet that, isn't a false prophet, they become a false prophet instantly in that moment, don't they? Got them. So anyone that calls somebody an antichrist or a Satan or a worshiper or anyone that's really not, well, they themselves give aid and comfort to the Antichrist and the Satan and the devil worshippers and the devil himself, right? Well, they just called themselves that, didn't they? Instantly at that one moment, didn't they? So let's watch out for that, guys. Judge and ye shall be judged. Watch out for how you devil worshippers and how you Satanists and how you assholes out there, in general, you Antichrists, you Assyrian holes or you Asser holes, go out slandering and framing people and persecuting the people of real God from now on. Because this message catches you getting yourselves now with it all backfiring, blowing up in your faces and your stupid devil God's face too. What are you going to do about it? Did he see this coming? God test. Did he see it coming? Did you? Did his son? Let's add it up. Let's keep going. Of course, this is all just a hypothetical scenario, but it's not. It's not. Let's go. What were we going to look up again, guys? Oh, yeah. What is the Brotherhood of the Snake or the Snake Brotherhood? And name the associations with it and Enki. And how he's also said to be the snake of the Garden of Eden. Or Lucifer, Satan. This is an AI, guys. The Brotherhood of the Snake is a secret society that is said to have existed for centuries. Now, the Brotherhood of the Snake is apparently the first secret society that ever existed on planet Earth. It is said to be made up of powerful and influential people who are working to achieve a hidden agenda. Sounds like the New World Order, huh? And the Illuminati. There is no evidence that the Brotherhood of the Snake actually exists. Well, then why is it talking about it? Why are we talking about it, right? But there are many rumors and conspiracy theories about it. Here's conspiracy theories. Anything that they call conspiracy theory, guys, more than likely, you know, I'm thinking like 9 times out of 10 or something now, maybe 8 or 7, you know, at least. Yeah, it's really not just a theory. It's probably a real thing, and they're calling it conspiracy theory intentionally to counter your intelligence, or, you know, to lead you away from the truth and make you not believe it, so they can continue to get away from their get away with their crimes and their evil, right? One of the most common theories about the Brotherhood of the Snake is that it's associated with the serpent in the Garden of Eden. In the Bible, the serpent is said to have tempted Eve to eat the forbidden fruit, which led to the fall of man. Some people believe that the serpent is actually a symbol of Satan, and that the Brotherhood of the Snake is a satanic organization. Now, Satan or Lucifer, and Key, whoever he is, will openly boast about this stuff if he believes that he can deceive you into believing that it was for your own good against that no good other Satan that wanted to keep you in that garden forever and ever and keep you from that knowledge that he saved you with, right? He saved you with knowledge. Now we have to decide, is that knowledge more valuable, or is this right here in this one video more valuable than what he gave humanity and other races? Let's compare and contrast. Another theory about the Brotherhood of the Snake is that it's associated with the Illuminati. The Illuminati was a secret society, a real secret society. Notice how it says real right there. The AI said it. After all the stuff about conspiracy theories and, you know, hypothetical stuff. That was founded in Bavaria in 1776. The Illuminati was disbanded in 1785, but we know it continues today. But many people believe that it still exists in secret. Some people believe that the Brotherhood of the Snake is actually a front to the Illuminati. Well, that doesn't make sense because, you know, I'm pretty sure the Brotherhood of the Snake came first, but hey, it could be wrong. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe the research that I saw is wrong. I'm pretty sure the Illuminati is the front for the Brotherhood of the Snake, or it was just the next level because the Brotherhood of the Snake already got caught back in the day. Now, here we go. Beyond that, how are they also connected with or associated with Sanat Kumara and the Galactic Federation? Sanat Kumara is a legendary figure and theosophy who is said to be Lord of the World. Sound familiar? And the Lord of Shambhala. Shem, going to be Shem. He is said to be a benevolent being who is working to help humanity evolve. Like, how long does it take, right? Sorry. They worship him as God here, guys. He claims to be Satan openly. He says he's Satan and that Satan is the real God. Now, the other God lied and called him Satan, and we're wrong. Catholics are wrong. Christians are wrong. Muslims are wrong. Jews are wrong. Everyone on the planet's wrong that believes that Satan's Satan. No, Satan says to everyone that's a Satanist and a Luciferian, Lucifer says that no, God is Satan, and he lied about him. And Satan's the name of the real God. And that's him. Does that make sense? It does to them. Apparently. The Galactic Federation is a hypothetical alliance of extraterrestrial civilizations that is said to be working to help humanity. Now, keep in mind, Sanat Kumara's holy mantra, he says. It's holy, right? Satanama. Satanama. Put it back together. Put all the letters together. S-A. space T-A space N-A space M-A space. Now, put the letters together and re-separate. What does it say? Do the math. There is no evidence to support the existence of the Galactic Federation. Remember, that holy mantra. A mantra is something he wants you to repeat over and over again. Hundreds or thousands or more times. But it is a popular topic of discussion among ufologists and conspiracy theorists. Some people believe that Sanat Kumara is the leader of the Galactic Federation. They believe that he is working with the Galactic Federation to help humanity evolve and to prepare for the arrival of the New Age. New Age, like the New World Order. The Galactic Federation of Light, right? Who comes as a being of light to deceive us all? Sound familiar? Other people believe that Sanat Kumara is a member of the Brotherhood of the Snake. They believe that he is a malevolent being who is working to control humanity and prevent it from evolving. What's the best way to control and prevent people from evolving? Well, pretend to be the leader of it. And say, hey, I got the information for you to evolve. I got the knowledge you seek. I got everything you're looking for. Come to me. I'm your God, right? That's what he said. He's God. He's the God. He knows everything. He has no beginning, no end. He knows everything. He's got all of the power in the life. He's the God of the universe. Worship him. And his son, Sananda, of the Galactic Federation of Light, who just so happened to be called the Antichrist as well, simultaneously, as Jesus Christ, who he claims to be. Right? So this is all happening. All of our governments are involved. The United Nations is involved and controlled by them. The New World Order is their New World Order, according to many people. And it's their New Age. The rapture is their rapture, to bring you and your children up in UFOs, the spaceships, right? And apparently, Yahweh, some poster, I don't know if it's really Yahweh, who Yahweh is, but there's a post online I read by a being called Yahweh. And it says, do not go in those spaceships. They will eat you and your children alive. They will get the adrenochrome out of you. They will eat your human meat. It is their prime choice of meat in this universe. They love human meat. Or you'll be slaves in UFO hell. Don't do it. Don't go to their false heavens. Don't go to their prisons in heaven. And don't go to their hells either. Don't worship their religions and support them throwing you in hell and believe that you deserve it if you're not an evil person. Or you support them throwing your family members in their hell. Not real God's hell, their hell. You support them throwing your friends in hell, your children in hell. Everyone else in hell too. What's the story of Christ saving people from hell? If God's all-knowing, why would Christ need to save people from hell? If he condemned them there forever, and all people that are go to hell are condemned there forever, then God contradicted himself, or Christ did, saving people from it. What do you think of that? Those of flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God. What do you think of that? You were made perfect in the divine image of God? Nuh-uh. It says you're made in a 666 carbon-based life form. And that you're not supposed to take the flesh as your arm. And that only those that worship God must worship in spirit and truth. In spirit, that meaning like a ghost, spiritually. Meaning you're in your spiritual body, your heavenly body, not a physical body. In your astral, heavenly light body, or beyond that body. You're supposed to be spiritual. Spirit over mind over matter. Energetic, not material, solid. Worship in the solid reality, solid God with solid, solidified material senses, only perceiving what you're being deceived with. This illusion, this matrix that we're living in. Underlaying the real reality, which is far beyond our comprehension. And there's a lot more that we can't see, hear, taste, smell, and touch than what we can. Think about that. There's a lot more that we don't know than what we think we do. And things that we think are the way they are often very contradictory or completely paradoxical to what we think they are, or what we've been told to believe. So with that being known as a fact now, hopefully on a worldwide scale or universal scale more and more, with this video, with this announcement, this statement of truth proven, this reality theorem, this truth theorem, this conspiracy theorem, and every theorem you want to call it, we can now take it further than that. So I'm going to leave it here with all of you to go to truthtalksforum.com or truthtalks.proboards.com to talk about it more. And you can see everything's categorized. We have chat rooms built in to record your chats and stream your chats straight to YouTube. So you can share them right here with the link and take your chats even further to the next levels with recorded chats. You can do collaboration invites. You can share active rooms here. Everything pops up at the top of the home page. You'll see it right there, and you'll see the new talks, and you'll see the new posts. Now, how ironic that we have a post most recently from somebody about the beast of Revelation. And that's what we're talking about, the Antichrist, the beast, and the apocalypse here. But we're also talking about, God being beyond space and time, being beyond these dimensions, being beyond the controlled matrix and the matrix God, and their narratives, and their prophecies, and their prophets, and their scriptures, and their religious texts, and their books, and their religions, and their politics, and their brainwash, and their cult programming, right? So with God in us right now, and with the power of the Holy Spirit of God, and with the power of the truth invested in us too, this truth right here in this video, and all that we can do together right now, I believe we can alter the course of the future, we can change our fate, and we can even escape on out of here, the higher realms, the heavenly realms, beyond material existence, beyond forms even, beyond their grasp, beyond the grasp of the forces of evil pretending to be the divine forces of life. I believe we have more of a chance, more hope, more freedom, more possibilities, more everything positive that we didn't have before right now, more and more as time passes. If only you share this video and you help make it all happen. And you talk about it in this free forum that you don't even need an account to join or to, take part in. All these topics that are literally specifically designed to take life to the next levels, to reveal important truths, and expose lies, deceptions, manipulations, mind control programming, crimes against humanity and all races, and devilry, pure evil. Irrefutably, not theoretically, but theoretically, in a reality theorem. So this video is a reality theorem that I'm going to post here right after I'm done. And you can join and help put together a reality theorem, connecting all who's, what's, when's, where's, why's, and how's. And irrefutably proving and disproving all that you can beyond theories together. Making changes, problems, solutions, corruption, movements, operations, and protests and flyers. So you get flyer protests and protest flyers. Use the protest flyers in the flyer protest so anyone can print them out. And you put their corruption, you put their evil, you put their crimes, you put it all right there, proven facts, self-evidently, right on the protest flyers. So we got all that going on, guys. And beyond that, we have these chat rooms. We have 10 chat rooms, but technically an endless amount of chat rooms because you can create rooms within rooms and have up to 75 people. And as I said, you can share this to YouTube, stream right to YouTube. You can do a screen recording, and you can even share your screen and your video. Whatever videos you got, sorry. And you can also call on landline phones. So grandma and grandpa call on their landlines, and you can record them as well. And on the bottom of truthtalkschats.com, you'll find the Truth Talks forum again, which you'll find Truth Talks chats right there in the menu. Now, beyond that, we have a calendar so you can schedule events worldwide with people for free. And also, we have Operation Guaranteed Forum to go beyond Truth Talks forum to be real serious about changing reality. Real reality research section right there. A real reality theorem, taking the Truth Talks forum reality theorem to next levels, and a new one right there to get real serious. Ending worldwide debates. We want to end the debates once and for all by exposing all the lies and adding more truth that proves that neither of the sides are real or right. You don't want to believe in round earth or flat earth. Those are oversimplified, overgeneralizations that restrict your minds down to what they wanted it to be. They restrict your consciousness to mentally enslave you more and more and have you argue, bicker, and fight and waste your time distracted on those things and not seeing life immaterially, multidimensionally, spiritually as you should, only seeing the material form. If you even do see that. Bettering existence right there, doing, again, problems, solutions, corruption, movements, operations, flyer protests, and protest flyers. Helping to free and save people. Literally, real-life miracles, valuable content, working together, ongoing missions. Operation Open Eyes, Operation Upchain, Operation Evolution. All right, and that's about spiritual evolution, not technological transhumanization, Luciferian satanic evolution in disguise. Okay? It's not that. We don't want that. I'll tell you that for sure right now. Community operations, nationwide operations, worldwide operations, create or join operations right now. Chat rooms and other links, share them right there. Now, what is Operation Upchain? See facebook.com/group/upchain. What is Operation Open Eyes? Facebook.com/GoOpenEyes. You want to see more about Operation Guaranteed? Facebook.com/Operation Guaranteed. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck to you all and helping to take part in these operations and unify everyone, empower everyone, help to liberate and save us all with God right there, right now. Never forget it. And openly talk to God and talk with God, with people from now on. Do not be afraid. Look, are you afraid as a Christian? Are you afraid as a Catholic? Are you afraid as a Muslim? Are you afraid as a Jew? Are you afraid as anyone of any religion that believes in God or any spiritual belief system to talk to God right there in front of people and not do it in a prayer faction where you think that maybe he doesn't hear you or there's no response? Are you afraid to communicate or translate a response spiritually through your intuition and through your heart right now? Well, if you are, well then what else does that mean? Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Good luck to you all again, and may God be with you always. And you know it too.